All right, here's the back 11 out here at Woodsboro on the Maryland Disc Golf Tour layout. Jumping right into it, hole 11 is 145 feet. It's just straight up this hill. This one plays as a hazard style island, or an opposite of what hazard normally plays. So there's a row of logs up there that create kind of a semicircle around the front of that basket. You have to be in that row of logs, or that outline of logs, to be safe. Everything outside of that is hazard. You would play from where it lies, but add a stroke. There's a couple ways to play this hole. There is this gap of the left hand side that would get you up there far enough to get over those logs. There's this right hand side gap, which I think is more reliable. It's a little more open. You just have to miss a couple trees up there. I like to hit this one with a forehand, turn it over, and just get to hopefully hit the side of the hill and slide up there a little bit. You do have to be careful because there's a couple trees that are within that island area that if you hit will either kick you out of the island or will hit and then drop you before the island. So that's really your only risk on this. Otherwise, for me, it's just something on a forehand up there to the right. Hopefully miss some stuff, slide up there, get a putt. It is red tee to that yellow basket. Oh, that would have slid out of the island. That's one of those trees that you just have to miss or else it'll kick. So hopefully you can see that row of logs there at the bottom. That's what you have to clear, and then the island wraps up probably up into this area or so. So 20 feet, 25 feet from the basket. I slid enough that I definitely think I would be out. See if we can make a 30 footer. Ooh, sit down. Hole 12, 230 feet. This plays red tees down to the yellow basket. Yellow basket is on the right-hand side pin position. So it's either backhand, try to split this tree right here in the middle, pretty straight after that. Or I've seen people try to hit this forehand below this right-hand branch. Hit it with a forehand, flex it up there, just keep it kind of turning into the side of the hill. It is a side slope, so things do tend to roll away to the right, or if you get a forehand out there, skip down to the right. So we'll see if I can hit the backhand. Stable up. Oh. Not a great tee shot, just hit a tree and drop down. See if we can just punch something up there and give us a putt. Get stable. Oh, that rolled down a little bit. Not a great kick off that tree, but see if we can make a 25 footer straight uphill. There we go. Hole 13, it's 215 feet. It's basically straight uphill. Hit this gap here. You can see a little bit of like a white PVC pipe that comes off the top of the basket. That's really where you're aiming. It's very uphill, so you just need to make sure to get your disc high enough off the tee. In the doubles, my partner and I both hit this very first rock here on the left, so make sure not to do that. Otherwise, it's not a real long hole. This plays red tee to white basket. That's up there at least. Decent shot up here, just stuck behind a tree. See if we can just pitch something up there. That's fine. I threw a couple more tee shots, and you definitely want something that just hits the initial gap and then drifts down to the right a little bit. If you can get some drift on it, it usually just checks up about 15-20 feet from the basket. Hole 14, 256 feet. It's a red tee down to the white basket. The white basket is tucked in that right-hand far position. So off the tee, it's a little forehand down there 150 to 175 feet and try to get some skip down to the right. It's a tricky par, so not really, I don't even know how you would get a birdie look on this. So forehand, try to miss some of these trees in the middle, get a skip, upshot, hopefully have a putt for par. Skip right. That's deep, long. That should be okay though. So this shot pushed a little straighter. I turned it over more than I wanted. But long is typically better than short on this hole. So I went straight at that yellow basket that's kind of straight back that way. And then it's just this little dog leg to the right now. All right, solid par, hopefully. Yeah, I think we bogeyed this hole both times in the doubles match. Hole 15, 215 feet. It plays blue tee down there to the yellow basket. You might be able to see it through these trees here. It's pretty much just a mid-range or putter hyzer through this middle gap. Get it to hyzer out there. Slide down there close to the basket. The mistake I see a lot on this hole is taking too much disc and you hit the line, but then just skip way long into 40 to 50 feet past, and there's brush back there that keeps you from having a great putt for that birdie. So just something nice and slow, hit this gap, hopefully get it to stop down there. It's gonna be too straight. That's a putt though. Yeah, this shot just slid long. Didn't get enough hyzer on it, and it didn't come back around to get close to the basket. 40-foot straddle putt. Hole 16, 310 feet. This plays blue pad down to the yellow basket, which is off to the right, but not the far right placement. So just down there to the right a little bit. It's hitting this tunnel with either forehand or a backhand turnover, and then most likely pitching up and taking par, hopefully. We'll see if I can hit this with a forehand, get it to flip up a little bit, and give myself an easy par. Come out of it. Oh, good kick. Got a bit lucky with the kick there, but it worked out. See if we can make a 50-footer now. Might have been a little ambitious on that putt. Got 18 coming back, maybe 15. Hole 17, 170 feet. Red tees down to the yellow basket. I don't know if you can see the yellow basket from there, but it's tucked off to the right, just at the bottom of the hill. It's just a little chip forehand. Because it's so downhill and then this hill's sloping away from the basket, you do have to land something a little short and get it to skip down there. If you land it basket high, it's going to skip 30 to 40 feet into the woods. So little chip forehand, something short, hopefully get it to slide down there. I do not love these shots. Sit down. Good little pitch off the tee. Hole 18, 245 feet. It's the blue tee down to that white basket straight ahead. Couple options. You can either throw just a straight backhand, hyzer backhand out here to the right a little bit, or a little forehand and try to get it to flip up, stay straight, and just slide down there. I think the backhand for me is most reliable. Just try to miss these two trees off the bat and see if you can get something close. Ooh, yanked it. Get through it all. Really bad shot, but it's down there. Really bad tee shot, yanked it off to the right, but filtered through and out into the open. Just pitch down there and take a par. Sit down. Okay. Hole 19, this is the alternative position if they use it, depending on how real hole 19 is. So it's from this blue tee here down to the practice basket. The corner of this stage, the far corner, is a mando left. So it's most likely a forehand or backhand turnover. It's only 200 feet, so it plays short. There's a tree that you can see down there if you step to the right of the pad a little bit. Your goal is pretty much just to land it by that tree and get to skip a little bit. If you can do that, it should be a pretty easy putt from there. Out of bounds is the path long, so you do have to keep that in mind, but it shouldn't really come into play unless you really just throw something deep. Skip over to the right. This tree right here is the one you're aiming for. From the tee, it's just in line with the corner of the stage. So if you can hit by that and skip a little bit, you just roll right down to the basket. I was a little short of that, but see if we can make a 15, 18 foot putt. Hole 19, this is 300 feet. It's from this pad across this pond to the yellow basket over there. This is a true hole 19 if they decide to play it. So the reason they haven't played it is on the other side where all that mud is super wet, super swampy. So I don't think they wanted people walking through there. But on this hole, OB is obviously the water here. If it's surrounded by water, there is a pond on the other side of this ridge. I assume over there is also OB. And then anything on the path or across would be OB. So just something, probably a hyzer to something flat, get it to flip up a little bit, and hopefully just coast down to where that basket is. Get some legs. Yeah, it's pretty muddy down here, so I see why they didn't play this. I'd be surprised if it dries out by 2 weekends from now. Temporary hole 2, it's 570 feet. I have a precision basket all the way down there. It's down straight, tucked up to the left a little bit behind. There's a tree down there. Out of bounds on this hole is the baseball field on the left-hand side, so over the fence. Or there's a walking path. It's probably 50 to 60 feet past the basket. That's also out of bounds, so on the path or across is out of bounds. Otherwise, wide open shot. 2, pretty much just either straight to hyzer shots. Hopefully give yourself a putt. It is a par 4, so birdie opportunity. Turned a little bit. That's fine. All right, got this out about 290 feet. Looks like I have about 280 in. So over on this right-hand side is actually better because it opens up the angle into your green with just a hyzer shot. This tree here on the left-hand side is really the only thing you have to miss. So just wide of that, get it to crash in. Hopefully give yourself a little bit of a putt. I think that's gonna be short. That shot in came up a little short. Have 35 feet. Marksman basket or precision basket because didn't feel like carrying full size out here. Oh, almost. All right, temp hole 3, it's 245 feet. So it's straight through this tunnel here, or out to the right on this side, there is the wide backhand hyzer if you can get it back in time. This walking path to the right is out of bounds, so on it or across. And then on the left, there's this little tree line of small trees that kind of wraps down the left-hand side and then behind the basket. That will be flagged as OB. I'll try to put up a little graphic to show where that is. So on this left-hand side here, just all the way down the left-hand side and then behind the basket is also OB. So it's either a backhand if you can get it through this gap, or forehand, you can flex something through that, or it's the wide hyzer. The low ceiling here does kind of prevent the wide hyzer. So for me, it's probably just a little forehand down there. Hopefully it doesn't skip to the right and across the path. That's safe. Threw that straight into the ground, but also stayed in bounds. It's not a long hole, but I think if you are trying to get down there close, it's probably slightly turn over backhand and just float it down there with a mid-range. From playing in the doubles tournament, the OB long comes up quick. So it doesn't, I believe, extend all the way to the creek. It comes through this little tree line here and probably 10 feet short of the creek. So you have to keep that in mind when you're throwing that tee shot. It's safer to be short than push a little deep. All right, that's the end of Woodsboro Regional Park on the Maryland Disc Golf Tour layout. Still have no idea what my score is. I think I'm close to even par, somewhere around there. Good layout, good mix of holes. The added hazard and mandos definitely make it a little trickier, so it's not just a birdie fest out here. But definitely plenty of holes where you can get birdies, plenty of holes where you can get in trouble and take bogey or worse. Yeah, good little layout. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.